crazy. Go stupid. Go crazy. Go stupid. Boo. Boo. Rawr. Got that dog in me. Go crazy. Go stupid. Go crazy. Don't read chapter 4 of JOJOlands. Worst mistake of my life. That was the worst mistake of my life. Do not read chapter 4 of the JOJOlands. Why is the chat box not working? Why does it never work? There's supposed to be a chat box right now. Nothing ever works. Oh, there it is. You can barely read it. Rah! Go crazy. Go stupid. And I just can't see what happened versus mountain futures made of. Okay, we'll get started in a second. I'm just trying to wait a bit. People are probably joining at the moment. I got a lot to say. This is like the worst chapter ever in history. Yeah, hold on. I'm going to change this chat box. It looks ugly. Okay, this should be less ugly. It's a crazy world we living in. And I just can't see what happened. I wish there was like something I put on screen. Make it look a bit nicer. Yeah, this is like the worst chapter. First off, okay, for 37-page chapter, okay, Araki, you're kind of slacking at the moment. I'm going to need you to pick up the pace. Like, I don't have all day. There's got to be more pages. Second, no Breaking Bad reference in this chapter. Are you kidding me? Where is the funny Saul Goodman character? Where is Kid Named Finger? Okay? God. No, but in reality, so I was reading this chapter, right? And it was kind of cool. Not Joshu. Jodio didn't really do much, but the string. So we had the string going on and like killing everyone. The fact that these children are dying to string, like, come on. Any other JoJo group, any other JoBro group, they're not gonna be losing to string like that. I will say, I put a couple pages on. Dude, where's Fetty? Jojo and Chris, you've seen the new Fetty, the new Red Eye Fetty? That's a whole discussion in itself. I don't know how I feel about Red Eye Fetty, but you do know I'm gonna go see the FNAF movie in theaters when it comes out. This page right here, this was cool. I really liked this. Scissors. What was happening? They tried to like cut the scissors and it was like tightening. It wasn't working. That's fine, Scarlet King. My favorite stand ability so far? That's a great question. Previously, I would have said the Hustler. But this chapter really made me think Smooth Operator is cool. This is probably the coolest thing anyone's done in this part yet, in terms of stand, in my opinion. And just in my opinion. This was sick. Moving your thumb. Like look at your hand right now. Right? Look at your hand and like think about moving your thumb down your hand like that. Like that's crazy. But that was really cool. So that was like the coolest thing anyone's done in this part so far. So that's like the best part of the chapter, honestly, for me. This was like the best part of the chapter. Then what happened here? The string like fizzled out. It was like a knot that was repeatedly tightening itself, but then it like tightened itself into like nothingness and disintegrated in the air. You can do that with your thumb? You thought that was normal? You cannot do that with your thumb. You are lying if you're saying you can move your thumb all the way down to basically your wrist. What did smooth operators do exactly? I'm confused. So they had the string around, Dragona had the string around their wrist. And, you know, it was tight, so they can't just, if you imagine your, yo, thank you to Osweevil, nice. I saw your new profile picture on Discord. Next chapter, Walter White will show up, trust me. Oh, I didn't even think of that. A Walter White reference, like straight up, like, because everyone's talking about how we're gonna get a Saul Goodman character, pretty much guaranteed, right? Like, come on, we're gonna get a Saul Goodman character, but what if there's straight up like a Walter White type character? Like, oh, dude, what if that's where Jody's getting his blue meth or his MacGuffin drugs that we don't actually have a name for? Okay, so back to what I was saying. How do I even describe this? Basically, if you have a tight thing around your wrist, you can't pull it off of your wrist because, you know, your thumb and that like muscle, it's like big. Like your hand gets bigger, right, from your wrist. You can't just pull it off. So instead, you're going to move her thumb in that big thumb stump. I don't know the anatomy, but you see this little thingy. Actually, I don't know if you guys can see my mouse. Basically pulled her thumb down so that she can push the string over her thumb and then out off of her other fingers, because her thumb is what's stopping her from being able to pull it off. Yeah, they didn't move their... Dragona didn't move their finger to the middle. Like, it was their whole thumb to their wrist. That's not something you can just do. It was really cool. A lot cooler than scissors. This was kind of funny. This is just like a JoJo moment. What's with the diamond moving around? I'll get to that in a bit, actually. So first off, actually, the diamond we now know is like more than just a diamond. It is a MacGuffin. The fact that Rohan was like, "Oh, you guys are only interested in the money." Okay, he was like really like he was really like, "How do you know what this? How do you know what this exists? How do you know how this diamond exists?" And he was like, "Oh, you guys are only interested in the money. Okay, whatever. I don't care." So clearly there's some non-monetary value associated with the diamond that he knows of. What that is, I have no idea. I think it was Metas on Twitter who said maybe it's like this part's blessing of the earth. That's true. Attack on Titan does have a Saul Goodman reference, but JOJOlands doesn't. So we still need a reason these people have stands, right? In part 7, it was because of the corpse. Part 8, it was because of the corpse, but like blessing the blessed land of Morio. And so in part 8 or part 9, we don't have a method. Like all these dudes just have stands, right? How? We haven't gotten an explanation on how these people have stands. Is it related to the diamond? I don't know. Could be. Maybe what I said is maybe it's like the feces of the corpse that's been compressed into a super hard diamond. I doubt that, but it's just a theory. Another theory I saw someone say is that the diamond is sentient because it kind of like is moving around. Like, how did Rohan get it on the floor? Right? They were just walking away and it was on the floor. Turn around, they see the diamond on the floor, go back, and Rohan seems to be reaching for it at the same time. You see? He's reaching for it at the same time. Something tells me that wasn't his doing. He just saw the diamond on the floor in the hallway and went to go reach for it. And uh-oh, there's an intruder reaching for it as well. What was happening with the diamond? It was doing something. Right? Maybe the diamond is sentient? I don't know. And then again at the end of the part, right? Dragona like caught it and was like, I swear it's in my hand. But then it wasn't. It was on the floor, so it's kind of like doing something. The diamond being a rock human kind of makes sense because diamonds, carbon. Diamonds are just super compressed carbon. You just compress a rock human until they're a diamond. I don't know how they'd be alive still. The cat is just completely unrelated. I think in the other chapter, Rohan was like, whose cat is that? So we know it's not related to him. There just happens to be some kind of Stanley's a cat just chilling. This could have gone way better if the cat wasn't there. Which is kind of funny to think about. Because in the first chapter, Jody was like, oh, no amount of people would have been enough to deal with this situation. But I think there is an amount of people who could have dealt with the cat. It's kind of funny. It was kind of the cat who stopped him, not Rohan. If the cat wasn't there, they would have gotten the diamond and left. And I think they would have gotten away. The diamond's remains of Toru combined together? Highly unlikely. Toru is just another rock human. I don't know why Rohan would care about having him. So the cat was the real MVP. Why was the cat coincidentally on Rohan's side? I think the cat was just being an asshole. Rohan didn't really run into the cat. Our group did. And cats can just be assholes sometimes. So the cat was just doing asshole things. And it was just trying to escape the rain, so it ran inside. Why was he grabbing it so suspiciously, though? He's so zesty. I don't know, Rohan things. Then this panel reminds me of the, whether intentionally or not, the Dio approaching Jotaro panel. But it's Rohan and Paco. Also, okay, so I think I said earlier this is like my least favorite chapter. Let me find which page. I put it on here. It should be somewhere on here. Okay, it might not be on here. It is on here. This page. This is like my least favorite page in like the previous 5 parts. I don't think I've ever had a page that bothers me as much as this page. When I saw this, I took a break. I didn't read it the whole chapter in one sitting. I actually read up to this part, and I turned off my phone, and I'm like, okay, wow, that's dumb. Probably an over-exaggeration, but man, when I saw this, all of my cool theories out the window. This is just normal Rohan with Heaven's Door, which bothered me so much. Especially after the last chapter, I was very confident that Rohan was actually Tsurugi, just because in the safe there was a diamond and volcanic rock. And so I thought, oh my god, it has to be Tsurugi, because that's Paper Moon King, making it so the diamond and the rock swap, so that they're gonna take the diamond, they're gonna take the diamond, and they're gonna escape, and they're gonna be like, we did it, and then it's gonna turn out, oh my god, this is not the diamond, this is just volcanic rock. And that's why Jodio said no amount of people would have been enough, because no amount of people would have been enough. There could have been 100 people there, and they would have still taken the wrong item. But now he just had volcanic rock in a safe with a diamond. And this is not normal Rohan. His Heaven's Door is a lot more different. What's different about it? It's just like they didn't have to look at manga. Like that's okay. It's not that much different. It's just buffed. He also like read off of them really fast. And he didn't really, I noticed that. He didn't write anything in them. It was just like man. It was just like a man kind of panel, or page. So I'm like, man, because this is just so much less cool than all of the theories that we have come up with. In my opinion, at least. And that's disappointing. It's disappointing when the truth ends up being less interesting than the theories, right? Because now it's just Rohan, and just like, really? We were all talking about this. We thought, oh, it was a subversion of expectations, this and that. Also, why was he like in bandage on the cover? What was Araki doing? Bondage, I mean. Rohan could so easily kill them. Why is he being silly? Because even if a bunch of kids break into your house, you don't really want to kill them. Also, it was kind of an anticlimactic ending to this. When the first chapter ended, and we're like the Japanese man coming to the island, and oh, it ended really bad. We were thinking, oh my god, Josuke's gonna kick their ass. That's what we're thinking, right? We're all thinking, okay, it's gonna be Josuke, and knowing Josuke after part 8, he's not gonna put up with any of this. He's just gonna straight up kill them. He's just gonna be like, why are you here? Taking my diamond? Okay, you're dead. I'm gonna kill all of you. And then do a little quirky Fortnite dance. And then go back home. But this was just so anticlimactic instead. They just like Rohan book. I've seen many fights end this way before. What are you doing just standing there? I wonder if they're always going to be this incompetent. Or they're going to grow. Or they're going to learn and grow as people. Because you think any of the other JoJo squads would just like they didn't even fight back. They just like let him roll. No, that's not true. Paco jumped on his ass. And I guess Dragona and Usagi don't have offensive stands. They can't really do anything. So I guess it might just be like that the whole part. We might not get like... Which is fine. I mean, I'm just saying, I wonder if the whole part is going to be them avoiding conflict. And then when there's going to be any kind of fights or conflict, they're going to get their asses whooped. Sure, it's chapter 4. We're just theory crafting, okay? Of course, obviously, none of this is set in stone. This is a time capsule at the moment. Everything we're talking about right now and all the people in the chat, this is theory crafting because this is all going in the VOD that people in 10 years are going to think, I wonder what people who read Chapter 4 when it first came out thought. So they're going to look it up and they're going to see this and they're going to see our theory crafting and they're going to know if we were right or wrong. Yo, thank you, $5, Jamstar. JOJOlands is in Florida. Poochie universe reset residual stand energy. I would drop the series if that was the case. People. Okay, one, it's not in Florida, but it's like the worst take I have ever seen in this whole series by this fandom is this is Rohan from OG universe using Heaven's Door to get into this new universe. That is stupid. That is so stupid. This might be normal Rohan. Like this this might be... How do I describe this? This just might be an exact replica of Rohan, but he's still a different person from the original Rohan. I don't think there's any crossover. I don't think. Okay. Thus spoke Kashibe Rohan is where it gets a bit messy, actually. It does get a bit messy, actually, with the continuity. Yeah, Rohan is definitely just here to promote the new JoJo movie, Rohan Goes to the Louvre, and that's what bothers me. That's what bothers me. When I saw on the cover at the bottom, it says, like, Rohan at the Louvre movie coming soon. And I'm like, really? Bruh. Like, would this whole arc not exist if the Rohan at the Louvre movie wasn't coming out? Twitter also said that he didn't really react to the Joestar name when he read Dragona Joestar. True. Actually, good point. I mean, I say good point, but it's so obviously no, or this isn't like original Rohan from the OG universe. It's just a guy who just so happens, it's like an alternate version of him who just so happens to live the exact same life as the OG Rohan. But yeah, he's never met a Josuke, probably. Or sorry, a Joestar. Rohan, they just announced a new Rohan spinoff. Rohan goes to part 9 and freaking ruins it. It's not that he ruined it, it's just disappointing. It just feels like a shoe-in now at this point. Like, I was hoping it would be a cool tie into part 8 or something. But now it's just kind of an advertisement. It's like, I don't know. The whole part is going to be an ad. What if the part, like, ends after this arc and it was just a really short part? Like part 1, and then we go to part 10. And this part, his entire existence, Araki planned it just to promote Rohan. This arc might have inspired the movie. No, movies are in production for a long time. Longer than manga. Like, I mean, unless Araki's been planning this one scene, which is plausible, I guess, for, like, years. Like, it's probably the other way around. I don't think this would have inspired the movie. I think the movie is the reason this exists. You don't care Rohan doesn't disappoint me? It's just kind of like, I would rather have an entirely new character or a character from part 8 than Rohan. I think that's the best way to put it, and that's why I'm disappointed. At least if it's an entirely new character, that can be kind of cool with an entirely new stand, you know? It's like the fun fight at the beginning of part 8, right? We had a whole new character with a whole new stand. It's kind of cool. And I'd rather have that, either be someone entirely new with an entirely new stand than, or, yeah, show me Joshu, Josuke, Tsurugi, anyone from part 8, because that's super cool as well, than just Rohan, which is, like, ugh, it's just kind of, like, disappointing. Araki drew Rohan and JOJOlands and gave it to the actor. Araki probably wants to play Rohan in the movie. Yeah, we wanted the Joshu comic, not the Rohan promo. It's not the worst thing in the world. It makes it, dude, it makes it sound like I'm hating. It makes it sound like this is like, this sucks, I hate it. It's just disappointing is all. You know, I wished it had gone differently. But, you know, this is how it goes, and there's no point in crying over spilled milk. It was really cool, like I said, in the chapter. I really liked the scene with Dragona. Pretty much every scene with Dragona ever is the best thing ever. But the Smooth Operator scene was sick. You might be cooking something? Yeah, what makes it so obvious to advertise it the fact that it's literally just part 4/Louvre Rohan, so people can recognize that's the same character. Exactly. It's not even like Jonathan being Johnny Joestar, Josuke being Josuke, but he's like now a sailor. It's just Rohan is the exact same, so it's a bit jarring as well. Yeah, I definitely like Dragona and Paco more than Usagi and Jodio, personally. It's like, I like Paco, Dragona, my ranking all 4. It's like Paco's probably my favorite still, then Dragona, then Jodio, then Usagi. Like, Usagi can die, I don't really care. If you can make a Florida priest a good villain, you can make Rohan make sense. But now the fact that it's tied into the movie, a promo to the movie, that tells me he's not going to be here he's not going to be here very long. He's showed up. He's going to chill for a bit, maybe, to give exposition and to promote his new. If there's a scene where Rohan in JOJOlands, if the arc ends and he says, "Okay, I'm off to the Louvre," I might kill someone. If this arc ends and Rohan says, "Okay, goodbye, guys, I'm off to the Louvre," and you can watch my adventure in the theaters, I'm gonna snap. But that's what's gonna happen. He's gonna show up. He's gonna give exposition. He's gonna talk about the diamond is a MacGuffin. Um, it came from a volcano, and it was a blessing of the earth. And now I'm gonna go. I'm going home now. Why would he take the diamond with him to his vacation? If he breaks the fourth wall to say that, that would be like the last time I think a JoJo character in the manga has broken the fourth wall. I think it was all the way back in part 3. I think. So if it happens again, dude, if Jodio breaks the fourth wall, that's kind of cute. He's already kind of broken the fourth wall a bit with the first chapter. Then he was like kind of like talking to us, the reader. That's kind of cute. If Rohan looks directly at the reader, like the panels of his face, and he goes, "I'm off to the Louvre. I will write books about them, about my adventure at the Louvre, and then perhaps I will have it adapted into a movie that you guys will be able to see." And then at the bottom of the page it says Rohan at the Louvre, now out in theaters. I'm killing someone. Yeah, and the car episode, the Wheel of Fortune episode in part 3. I'm pretty sure, like, he runs over Jotaro or something. Something happens. And then I just remember him, the guy in the car, I don't even remember what he looks like. But he goes, "Ha ha ha. The main character is dead. Part 3 is over." Rohan at the Louvre. Imagine instead of the Louvre, it's something completely different, but still with Rohan. Do you know what? I think Rohan's okay. Thank God. The one good thing about the promo is I think I'm very confident now. Now that we know it's now that we know it's an advertisement, very, very likely, or it's very. I can safely assume he is not going to join the group. Some people have been saying, "Oh my, Rohan's going to join the squad and be like their leader or their mentor or something." That was like the one thing I didn't want to happen the most. Having him as an advertisement in this arc, it's kind of a disappointment. But whatever. This arc will end. We'll go on to the next arc. We'll forget about this, and it'll be great. It's probably going to get some really other great stuff. But if he was around the entire time, if he was around the entire time and his main character motivation was, we're going to get $1 million, right, Jodio? Because I'm going to get my share and I'm going to go to the Louvre. And at the end of every chapter, he said, "I can't wait till I can go to the Louvre and I'm going to write about it. And then they're going to make a movie about it." And then at the bottom of the page, on every single page, it said, "Rohan at the Louvre, now in theaters." And then like he'll end the fight will end, and he goes, "Thank God that we all lived through this, because I still want my share so I can go have an adventure at the Louvre, so I can write about it." And then there'll be a QR code on the page that takes you to the movie theater listings for Rohan at the Louvre. Rohan should be a reason they go to a boat? What does that even mean? I hope they don't call him for help. He's not going to be a nice guy to them. They're not going to be buddy-buddy. They just broke into his house and tried to steal his diamond. I don't think he's going to be pretty chill about that. No, that kid from the first chapter is just a nobody who will never appear again. He is looking too deep into it. Alright, what other page did I put on the screen? Also, why is Jody... This is like the fourth chapter in a row Jody did this. He's got a... let me pull it up. Jodio now has like the most consistent pose of any JoJo character ever. Because he's done it like 4 chapters in a row now. Here, I'm pulling it up. He's doing the Walter White "You Got Me" pose. I'm pretty sure that's not an intentional reference. But this is the 4th chapter in a row where Jody has done this pose. What is this pose? Jotaro has the cool point. You know, he points, and that's sick. Giorno has like all sort of cool poses. Jody's got 4 chapters in a row of him doing this like Mario Party boat minigame pose. The flag minigame from Mario Party 2. Foreshadowing his arrest. It's just a weird pose that he just keeps doing. It's in like 4 chapters in a row and he's done this exact pose. He's surrendering 4th wall break. Where was the Breaking Bad reference? Some people are talking about like the scissors is a Breaking Bad reference. That's way too niche. That's not happening. That's not real, or that's not intentional. That was just an accidental similarity. I don't remember the Breaking Bad scene. There was like a scissor or something. It's like, toss me the scissors. And that's the thing. People like, he said toss me the scissors, and a guy in Breaking Bad at one point says toss me the scissors. I think that's a bit far-fetched. He's too young to get arrested. Remind you, Jody is 15. Which makes him tied for the youngest protagonist with Giorno. So there's more Giorno parallels. So he wouldn't go to jail. He's going to lead Joe Line in the Purple Crab Road prison. I mean, in Morio, it's canon that in Morio there's a prison called Stone Ocean Prison. Because we can see it on Kato's, Higashikata's prisoner uniform. Juvenile prison? True, juvie. Good point. I doubt it. I doubt a rookie wanted to do this like nice tropical location, like a vacation after the disaster. What is the COVID-19 lockdown? That's why I think COVID had an impact on this location. I'm not even lying. I think this is like a vacation, right? Hawaii is a vacation destination, and I think COVID made a Rocky want a vacation, so he's like vicariously living through this. Maybe he's in Hawaii writing this. I don't know. Maybe a bunch of native... sorry, that sounded... A bunch of local Hawaiians broke into his house and tried to steal his diamond, and so he's writing about it. You know, it'd be cool if the final scene in the JOJOlands is the first scene in Breaking Bad. No, in Better Call Saul. And it's all connected. Yeah, exactly. That's why he had Rohan here, to feel like he is in Hawaii. Because clearly Rohan is a self-insert for himself. When am I going to see his father? This is honestly... Okay, hold up. Where'd it go? Where'd the image go? I've got too much stuff going on the page. Dude, you see this pose? This is fatherless behavior. When are we going to get Jodio's father? Oh, and do you guys know? Look. The Rohan Kishibe Goes to the Louvre movie releases Friday, March 26th. It's already past March 26th. What? I will not be there. I don't intend on watching that movie. Because I don't really care. Has Kona's outfit changed? The COVID masks are getting to me. I mean, why'd I gotta do that to him? That's fatherless behavior. Anyone who does this pose, it's fatherless behavior. Do you know who does that pose? People getting arrested. And you know the people that get arrested? Fatherless behavior. Thank God you guys just were trying to steal my $2 million diamond and had no other reasons for taking the diamond. Dude, that was like hard to read, actually. You know, it's like, it's rare in manga where like gore or whatever is kind of hard to read. But the string, like, digging into their skin, it made me cringe a bit. You know, when you see, like, it's like watching someone get, like, something put under their fingernail. It makes you that kind of feeling, that little, oof, kind of cringe you feel. That's how I felt seeing the string, like, dig into their skin. I was like, ugh, ew. Like, it was really, like, getting deep into their skin, too. And then when he tried to cut it, oh, you know what I thought about? How Rocky got inspiration for the string? I guarantee you this is how it happened. This whole string stand, I guarantee how this happened is Rocky was in his office and he had a little piece of string that he was fiddling with, like a ADHD toy. And he wrapped it around his finger and he accidentally wrapped it around too tight around his finger and he couldn't get it off. You guys ever done that before? And it starts to hurt and starts to like dig into your skin. And it's like starting to cut off circulation. So he started to like freak out and he had to like get scissors and cut it off. That's his inspiration for this. Also, we're not getting a hiatus next month. Apparently, I think like usually the chapters go on hiatus around this time of the year. This chapter confused the hell of me when I read it. Some panels. Okay, I'm gonna put a new image on. This panel. Where is it? This page was kind of hard. You know, sometimes in manga, especially in black and white manga. This is why I like reading colored. Some people are very purist. Like, you have to read the black and white. Like, no, I'm trying to read colored. My dopamine receptors jump off a bridge if I can't read in color. I ain't reading all of that. This page, I couldn't really tell what was going on for a bit. I know now what was happening, but I was like reading this and I'm like, what am I looking at? Like, seriously, sometimes in manga, I have no idea what I'm looking at. Like, look at this. It was this. Like, what are these two panels? What's happening here? I was like so confused as to what I was even looking at. So what I think was happening, could be wrong. I could be wrong. This is what I think is happening in this panel, in this page. When you flex your muscles hard enough, they like shake, they quiver a bit. What I think is happening is he had the string wrapped around his body, so he flexed his muscles. Yo, what's up? Thank you, Doge Pick Dog. He flexed his muscles on the... Okay, wait. So, this is the scissor. Oh, you can't see my mouse. So the big thing there is the scissor blade, and you can see his body and the string. He put the string over top the scissor blade, and then flexed his muscle really hard so that the string trembled. Because, you know, like I said, when you flex your muscle really hard, it trembles, it quivers, it shakes a bit. So he had that, so it started shaking on the scissor blade, like cutting it back and forth, right? So it was like shaking on the scissor blade, and it snapped. It cut it. That's what I think happened. But it took me a bit to figure that out, because I was looking at these panels, and I'm like, what am I even looking at? Like, actually, what am I looking at? Oh, yeah, no, smooth operators, we've seen that, like, move a guy's eyeball down. How that works with, like, the anatomy inside your body, I don't know. Yeah, this whole thing seems pretty obvious. What? What do you mean, no, that's his stand? Huh? What? There's no stand here. I don't think the hustler doesn't have, like, a stand avatar or anything. There's no stand avatar here. You are delusional. Go the hustle. Why is it called the hustle, not the hustler? I guess there's a difference in translators. I usually like reading We Need More Yankees, but I didn't really feel like waiting. Goldie Roger, that was just uncalled for, man. He's using the hustle and the scissors to saw the string. Yeah. Yeah, but there's no the hustle. You can't see the hustle. You can see the muscles if that's what you're talking about, and you can see the body parts the hustle is affecting, but you can't see the hustle the same way you can see Star Platinum. I'm glad it doesn't have an avatar. I think those are cool when the stands don't have avatars, because it's an integrated stand. Ah, the song is called The Hustle, so it's not called The Hustler. Rocky reused the one picture of the Makuta sign instead of drawing it once for the new chapter. Really? Wait, let me look through this. I'm curious. Wait, how did Usagi get his off? How did he even get his off? I don't even remember. So he figured it out. He figured it out pretty easy. Why is his muscles like they're melting? They don't. Okay, so he figured it out. Girona gets her thing off, and then it like just disappears. God, do you ever shut up? You know, the scissor from before, it broke apart clean. So right, the scissor broke apart, and he jammed it in. But when do I see the Makutasai? I guess did Usagi never get caught in it? Also, Rocky has said in comment he's excited to drop Hako in Chapter 1. When was this comment? Paco's got the coolest design. It's got the goofiest mask, though. Dude, this reminds me of Payday masks. Like, those masks are not hiding your identity. This is the second time I've talked about this. Remember in, like, the second chapter? I think it was the second chapter. Maybe the third. I don't even remember at this point. When we saw the Makutasai mess with the cameras. Damn it, what was I saying? Right, when the Makutasai was messing with the cameras, it created two feeds, a fake one and a real one, and they're like, oh, no one's gonna know which one is us now. And I'm like, dude, it doesn't matter because they can use both feeds. It's not like they have too much evidence and have to throw out all of it. Just look for people who match both of those. What? And it's like, you're not gonna really, and I doubt you're gonna find people with the same, because it was only the faces look different. I doubt you're gonna find people with the exact same outfits and builds as you. No one else is walking around in Paco's outfit. So it's like, That doesn't make much sense. So again, here it's like the masks. Here, guys, let's put on our COVID-19 face masks. Literally, our COVID-19 face masks, because this will totally. No one will know who I am now that I'm wearing this mask. Like, what? That's like Payday. In Payday 2, I guess more so in Launch, most of the masks actually hid your face. But then they started adding like sunglasses masks. And it's like, that's not going to hide your identity. You cannot you're not hiding your identity with that mask, Dragona. I'm sorry. My guy, wait, Paco's belt has his name written on it. That's right. And I think his hat does too, no? Or his hat says something. He has his name written all over himself, and he's trying to be stealth. How Paco got on the ceiling, though? That confused me. I think it was just the hustle muscles. Like, his muscles can flex so much, so that also makes him, like, really strong. So he can, like, flex his leg muscles or his feet muscles to, like, be really fast, like, do a really quick jump. Also, him holding onto the ceiling with his muscles is exactly what I, like, wanted earlier. I think in, like, the previous chapter discussion, I mentioned how I want a scene where he climbs a wall like a caterpillar using his back muscles. And we kind of got something pretty similar to that, where he's, like, holding onto the ceiling with his back muscles. Yeah, the camera thing only increases the number of possible culprits. Exactly. But it doesn't, like, protect you at all. I bet the camera name better change his name from Paco to Mako or Moko. Paco versus Braun is pretty cool. Dude, he was gonna snap his neck. Did you see that? He had his like hands around Rohan's neck. He was gonna snap him. But they're not hardened criminals yet. They're still, like, hesitant. I think that's why they. Like, Paco probably could have snapped his neck, but he hesitated. We're gonna inevitably get, like, this stupid, like, stand explanation for Heaven's Door. It makes sense because the last time Heaven's Door was in the series was, like, 25 years ago, like, excluding, like, spin-offs and stuff. But the last time it's been in, like, the normal series was, like, 25 years ago, so we're probably gonna have to get, like, my stand's name is Heaven's Door. If you look at me, I turn you into a book. And then I can write in you, and I can make you sound or something. I don't know. AI-generated camera footage from Mako to side. Dude, if we get an AI-generated stand, that would be sick. Paco's too mean to Usagi? Good. I hope he's meaner. I don't think Itsuragi doesn't know how break-in works. Maybe that is the case. I think it's more so they're inexperienced. They're not hardened criminals who've done this many times before, and it's like they're professional. They're not professionals. They're amateur kids. So they're messing up. Why does Hot Top Boy get so much hate? He doesn't get much hate. He gets so much praise. He gets too much praise. Everyone loves that guy, and I just don't care about him. And I know it frustrates me because he is invincible. I'm calling it now. Out of so far right now, I actually don't really think any of these guys are going to die. You know how at the beginning of the part, you predictions of who's going to die? This doesn't feel like the type of part. I don't know. They're kind of like young and inexperienced. The way the part's going, I feel like they're not going to die. If someone were to die, it would 100% be Paco. Paco is the only one in the group who I can see can actually probably feasibly die in the future. And I'm predicting that. And this is going up on the channel, in the VODs, in the live section, and in the JOJOlands discussion playlist. So I'm locking in. He's going to be the first one in the group to die. If any of them do die, he is number one. I like him too. He's my favorite. Like I said, he's my favorite. But if there was one person reading this that I'm like, okay, this character is like, I feel the story could go on the best if he dies. I don't think Usagi is going to die. He's too goofy. He's invincible, man. No, Aragi's not going to kill off Usagi, man. Usagi is like probably the safest. Well, no, Jodio and Dragona are much safer. Jodio is obviously the safest. But I think Paco is most likely to die. I think Usagi will be like Doppio. So he's going to be like all goofy and stuff now, and then he's going to just snap. Maybe. Dude, Meryl May Q is not going to give him extra homework. Meryl May Q is going to beat them to death. You see, Meryl May Q is like 9 feet tall. Going to like step on them and kill them. Yeah, Usagi is like the new Polnareff Misotype to survive the end of the part. I feel the same way. Usagi, he's just going to live. Paco is going to be the one to die. Paco is going to have a cool death, though. Jesus has died on the cross. Please accept Jesus as Lord and Savior. Jesus is the truth and Jesus is life. We had 2 die. 3-ish. 3. Yeah, 3. We've had 3 die. Everybody hurts. We killed off Naruto, so he could kill Hisaki. He could. Like, he could kill Usagi, right? I just think it is, like, way more likely that Paco dies. Paco dying makes much more sense to me. Play TF2 and get the Sar Platinum Heavy skin. How do I gotta open Manco crates? That sounds expensive. The cameras delete Paco's names. Cool detail. Okay. If Rocky can pay attention to that, I hope he pays attention to the fandom and gets rid of Rohan ASAP. Yeah, he's not sticking around for long. He did too much in this chapter. He's not sticking around. Meryl May Q or Meryl May Q? I think it's the second one, right? Who is most likely to betray? Usagi. Paco's too... Paco would never. He's too innocent. Paco... Okay, well, Paco's betrayal might be, like, escaping when the rest of the group gets caught. He's like, all right, like, you know, y'all getting caught, not me. It's kind of like, what the hell? But Usagi's getting caught is, I'm going to rat on all of them for my own safety. The spelling gets a bit it gets a bit the spelling gets The camera still has the unedited footage, so find out who's in court. Exactly. I mean, that stuff doesn't matter at this point. Like, they got masked, they're caught. They're caught now. Rohan's gonna have his way with all these teenagers. Creepy ass dude. But Dragona's probably second least likely to die. Could die, but Jodio is least likely. Beat. So I love the panel where Rohan is squatting behind the corner. Okay, fine. Just because you said that, I'm changing it. We're gonna look at kick his ass and tie him up. You asshole, otherwise things are going to have to get violent. Bro, where's Jodio during all this? If Ron went inside, where is Jodio in all this? He would have heard. He would have heard the commotion. He could have followed Rohan in. Sure, Rohan's going to let them go? I mean, they're not going to jail. Something's going to happen. The thing is, of course Rocky's going to write Rohan to be the most chill guy ever, who's just like, oh yeah, guys, I know you stole my diamond and stuff, but, like, you can just go, because I'm a cool mangaka, and I'm going to go to the Louvre. Man, I would report you children to the police, but unfortunately, I gotta go get my flight so I can go to the Louvre. I've got an appointment at the Louvre I gotta get to. We'll see Jody on Chapter 5 and see his point of view. Yeah, actually, probably. He's gonna, like, come inside. He's gonna be like, what's all that noise? I don't have time to punish you guys. I gotta go to the Louvre. Exactly. What if Mel make you doesn't trust them and, like, Usagi's like her little rat? Rohan at the Louvre. Rohan at the Louvre is what he gets to at night. During the day, it's Rohan at the Louvre. At night, it's Rohan with the lube. Diamond may be a part 4 reference? No. That's not everything has to be a reference. Unless Rohan tries to smash it and he goes, this diamond is unbreakable. Chapter 4 is so good. Clearly, you just got here. November rain can be used indoors? I don't see why not. It's not like Catch the Rainbow where it needs like natural rain. It's seemingly the rain just comes from the stand. I don't see, he probably use it wherever. Are we going to get the Louvre arc? Is Rohan going to be like, here kids, I have something to show you. I got to teach you some manners. Come with me to the Louvre. And you'll learn some manners. And what if in the Rohan at the Louvre movie, Rohan says like, man, this Louvre adventure sure was nice, but you know it was nice when I ran into those children in my mansion in Hawaii, which you can read in the JOJOlands. Only I was disappointed because Rohan has the same stand. I was disappointed. That's like kind of lame. Come on, give me new stuff. Give me new stuff. It was just kind of upsetting. I don't know what to tell you, man. I was upset. I was like, damn. I was hoping he had Paper Moon King because poggers. I did not just say that. I was hoping he'd have Paper Moon King because that would be sick because that would mean Tsurugi. Or entirely new. I think Araki should have done the entirely new. This is a new universe Rohan. He doesn't need to have Heaven's Door. He can have whatever he wants. He can have a new stand. He can have some kind of manga stand. I don't know. Rohan hasn't written anything with them yet. Maybe that's a difference. Maybe he can't. Maybe. Or maybe he just is going to get to there. They're still talking. You guys must have some steel balls under my home and try to steal my diamond. Dude, you know what's going to happen? Rohan's going to, like, go and grab his manga, right? And he's going to come out and he's like, I have something to show you guys. It's going to be a big book. He's like, I keep this in my study. And then he shows it to the cast, and they're like, wait a minute. Is that what I think it is? And it's a big book called JOJOlan. It's called The History of JOJOlan. And it's like the Steel Ball Run book in Part 8, except it's in Part 9 now, and it's just a retelling of everything of Part 8. Well, maybe Rohan, he has to go get a pen or something. I don't think... I noticed that too, that he didn't write in them, but it could still happen. He just might have just not gotten around to it. Or maybe he's learned. Maybe this is a Rohan who's... Because isn't that like a thing? With like Rohan at the Louvre Rohan? Or like, sorry, like those books you were Rohan is that he's like kind of learned that it's kind of invasive to just immediately write in people. Because that's not really ethical. So it could be like this, you know? He can do it. It's a last resort. Because he'd rather not take away people's wills. All right, have a good time at work, Nikki. The Paper Moon King's evolution? I mean, I'd be down, but I doubt it. Gateway to Heaven would have been cooler. Isn't Stairway to Heaven what the original Maid of Heaven name was supposed to be? They're in his house trying to steal his stuff. Why are you caring about their privacy? Well, because it's like Rohan said in part 4. Writing manga is about experiencing real life. And if you are just writing at everyone, you're not going to be experiencing real people. This is the only way to experience real people is through interactions with them before he is muddled with them. JOJOlands, another year since this is the diamond from Steel Ball Run, like from the race, the diamond race. That would be weird. The World Over Heaven will be canon next chapter? No. You got steel balls under my home, but now you're going to the Stone Ocean prison. I got an ad, me too, and it's called The Spokeshibe Rohan at the Louvre. The movie. Out now. On March 23rd, 2023, which has already passed. I'm not going to watch your stupid movie. Maybe I would have watched it if you didn't try and advertise it. If you didn't advertise it, maybe I would find it on my own and be like, oh, that's kind of cool. Maybe I'll watch this. But now I've associated it with negative emotions, and now I'm petty, and I'm like, well, now I'm not going to watch your movie. The real reason is I just don't care about Rohan. If Rohan writes on Dragonish, could you use smooth operators to manipulate the letters, form something else? That might be how the fight goes, if it continues at all. Or that, maybe, that's a good idea. That's like a legitimate good idea. You will watch a Rohan movie anyways? I love Rohan. Yeah, you do you, pal. I just ain't a Rohan guy. Can we go back to the Rohan squats behind the corner panel? Okay. Fine. Fine. Ooh, not that panel. Whoa, it's a cat, guys. Crazy Jolene is now a cat. Dude, where did I put it? Like, actually, where did I put it? Oh, there we go. I'm just, like, having my mouse go through nothingness. Just clicking, trying to grab something. I haven't watched a lot of live action Thus with Shiba Rohan. The only, like, Rohan stuff is I read Rohan at the Louvre a long time ago. Actually, not that long ago. Just for one of my videos. Which one was it? I think it was the Backrooms video. I read it. That's the only, like, Rohan content I've read. And then I've watched the Thus Spoke Shiba Rohan episodes. And I'm like, they're okay. I just don't care about Rohan. You hate Rohan because he's going to the loop. I just don't care about Rohan. I don't really... I watched the episodes and I'm like, these are okay, but I don't really want to continue to the manga. I think Rohan of the Louvre is like one of the only like modern physical copies of JoJo you can get. Because like, you know, you can't get any like physical copies of like part 8 or 7 or anything in English. You can't get any of them in English. But you can get Rohan at the Louvre. The JoJo merchandise I have is the stuff sent to me by JD World. And I had to re-record that segment of that video because I kept saying GD World instinctually. Yeah. I like Josuke and Whole Horse teaming up better than Rohan. How was there no like Whole Horse equivalent in part 7? Like, how did Araki not do that? The string on Rohan was the cat stand. No, the string is the cat stand. That's like pretty much all but confirmed. And on Mountain Tim, no, he was more Speedwagon than Whole Horse. The Gucci one. Rohan covered in lube. Is that the whole horse? Yeah, I'm talking about the entire equestrian. Then I got the info that whole horse is Speedwagon. What? Mountain Tim had the whole horse riz. What the telling a 14-year-old girl that it's a shame that she's already married. That was like that was a moment. What they doing out there in the 1800s, Southwest America? This chapter is a blur to me. This is a fever dream to me. What's up, Majen Dev? Bit late. I think I'm gonna probably end the stream pretty soon. Just kind of final thoughts and whatever anyone else wants to say. I'm just kind of like reading the chat now. He said he couldn't marry her, and I think he said he couldn't marry her. I think I remember the dialogue. It was, "Is it true you're already married? It's a shame." And then wait, and then in the was it Kansas City? I think it was in Kansas City. He tells Lucy, he's like, "You gotta leave that man." And she's like, "No, I love him." And he's like, "It's a shame." Is it strange that Rohan read them without looking at the pages closely? Yeah, that surprised me too. I don't think it's anything too deep. I think it's just, after 25 years, I think Araki just has Heaven's Door a bit differently, you know. I don't think it's anything like big. It's just he can just read people from farther. He has better eyesight now or something. I don't know. The most strongest or most useful sound introduced so far? Definitely November Rain. It's like the only one that can do anything. Favorite character is Paco. Paco these nuts. Can't for Tori to come back. You and who? I was gonna say you and what army, but there is no army. You and who? Bro was in the final chapters of Part 8. Literally the final chapter of Part 8, like in a garden or something. I don't know. I don't think he can rewrite people. I don't know. I'm not willing to make that claim yet. My first chapter is probably chapter 1. Chapter 1 was pretty good. Maybe chapter 2. I don't think we can say that he can't write in people anymore just because he didn't in this one instance. Like, he might have just grown as a person. He might have just grown and evolved as a person and knows better than to just start writing in random people. The owner of the cat might be nearby. Might be a stray. Where's Dead Man with his questions? He's going to be in next chapter because there's going to be a little splash screen. It's going to say Dead Man's Question live action movie coming April 23rd. And then we're going to have Yoshikage Kira be the real owner of the cat. The cat's the one moving around the diamond. That's interesting, actually. I guess I just assume maybe it's like sentient or something. It's just kind of moving around on its own. Could just be the cat stringing it along. Don't know why the cat would do that, though. I think it makes more sense for a cat just to attack random people. Well, cats just move stuff around. They bat stuff around on the floor. Any villain yet? Yeah, it's Rohan Kishibe. Also, you spelt Lamau wrong in your name. Theories that the cat is with another group of people trying to steal a diamond. That would be interesting. That would be fun. like a third party. That would be cool. A rival gang. You don't think that's supposed to be Lamau? Bizarre Gamer and Awesome Lamau. Lamo? I think it's supposed to be Lamau. But Rohan knows. But Rohan knew that they can't take the diamond, but didn't know the cat. Yeah. No, yeah, so it's probably not the cat moving it around. It's probably just the diamond being a little quirky, moving around on its own. Ronnie's the physical manifestation of greed? Well, he's not the one trying to steal a diamond just to sell it for money. He clearly has like some kind of another agenda for the diamond that isn't money related. Big diamond is rock insect? Yeah, I haven't seen people say that. That makes sense. Paco versus Sagi, who do you think is stinkier? Paco. Probably sweats a lot when he flexes his muscles. Oh, corporate greed promoting his movie. True. Dude, we're just completely dogging on Araki here. He probably is just like, oh, I have a cool movie coming out. That would be a fun Easter egg for people interested. And I'm just like, dude, that's... And I'm just like, get your ass out of here. I think Rohan would know that diamond moves. Like, if he owns it, he would know it moves. And it clearly does. Because it got out of Dragona's hand somehow. And out of the backpack. And, like, that wasn't Rohan. Rohan couldn't... There's no... Like, what could have Rohan done to get it out of his backpack? It's not even Rohan's first movie. Sagi does wear like a full bodysuit, which could get stinkier. Dude, the Made Outfit stream comes at a million subscribers. Make me a millionaire first, and then we'll talk. We got a discussion stream about this chapter. That's exactly what we're doing right now. This is the discussion stream. Sure. When I'm a millionaire, sure. At that point, I got nothing left to lose. Heaven's Door is banned from all future videos because he's too busy at the Louvre. Dude, Joey's a psychopath. He would just, like... One of, like, the earliest sign of psychopaths is, like, harming animals. So Jody would just kill the cat. No. And honestly, I doubt most people are upset about it. I think it's just... I think it's probably an example of the vocal minority. Like, I'm kind of complaining, but it's like, if you're a casual reader, you probably are like, oh, that's kind of cool. That's cool. They brought Rohan back. You're like, you're chill. It's just me. It's just me being like, rah, I'm a grumpy old man or something. I don't know. I'm too grumpy. Maybe the diamond isn't real. Rohan looked like he was reaching for the diamond himself. Why did they introduce an AU character that isn't main character hella early to promote a movie? Yeah. I just think it would have been so much more interesting if it was like Joshua or something. Like, I think the part system is like one of the coolest things in the whole series, right? And I can't be alone with that, right? I can't be the only one. That's part of why I love this series is like the part system, right? The different parts, like that's cool. That's just inherently really cool. And what's cool is seeing the crossovers when you have characters who are like children in one part and they're like fully grown up in the next part. Like that's cool. That's like Ocarina of Time. That's like that one girl in Ocarina of Time who grows up and gives you Epona. So I just think it would have been so much cooler if it was like a character from part 8 10 years later and now they're different. If it was Joshu, now I think he would be next in line to inherit. Higashi got a fruit parlor after his dad, so he would inherit the fruit parlor, and now he's rich, and now he has a vacation home in Hawaii. And like that's just way cooler than it being Rohan. I know, I love it when previous characters are reused, which is weird because I'm complaining about this, but like Rohan's like not from here. Yeah, the generational storytelling. And that's why I would have wanted someone from part 8 to be here. Partner character with best design, definitely Paco. That's like why I love Paco, is because he looks sick. Looks awesome. All right. Final messages, because I'm hungry, so I'm gonna go like in like a minute or so. So get your final messages out now. Get your final messages out now, lest forever regret it. They be saying Sugoi while reading JOJOlands. I think Rohan's probably much. I'd assume Rohan's much more popular in Japan than he is here. I know, part 8 characters, they were doing so many sick ones. Yeah, I've got to go do that. I got to go do that after I eat. I noticed that too. That's funny. You saw he did the Kakyoin pose when he was flown away. I noticed that too. That was funny. Like when Kakyoin gets... Spoiler alert for part 3, Kakyoin dies. And Usagi did the same like Kakyoin death pose. Hi, Grungus. Communist bug, but part 7 made me really... Part 7 made me go, damn, thank God I'm not crippled. I don't know what I'm going to go eat. I'll figure that out once I get off the computer. Spoiler alert for a part that's over, like, that came out in the 80s. Harry Spotter Lamau. Dude, I love that video. Harry, did you put the steroid pills in the Harry, did you put the steroid pills in the protein powder? Dumbledore asked calmly. Those who do not wish to die a painful death mustn't use the squat machine on the 3rd floor of Hogwarts. Severus, do you train legs? Always. To eat a $1 bill? You know, if you eat seafood regularly, you eat a credit card worth of plastic a year. I don't know what I'm going to eat. Dude, I got like spoiled like years ago. But I don't even like remember the spoiler. but like spoilers of like a lot of characters who die from like this was like after I this was like I think it was like during part 3, during like me watching part 3, I got like a spoiler. It was a meme just showing like what do all these characters have in common, and it's like Kakyoin, and then like everyone who dies in every other part all the way up to part 8. And I didn't remember. Luckily, I forgot about that meme. I only remembered that meme because I didn't get it, right? Because I was watching part 3. I couldn't figure it out. I'm like, I don't know who any of these characters are. And it wasn't until like a month ago that I was just like, I just remembered that meme, and I'm like, oh damn. So someone straight up just spoiled like every character death ever in the series for me, and I just didn't even realize it. He looks too much like a casual person. That bothers me. He's not wearing the goofy JoJo outfits. Like Rohan, he just looks too normal. There's some funny JoJo memes, but there's also just some so unfunny ones. I think there's a Twitter account dedicated to just posting the worst JoJo memes because there's some of them are just so unfunny that it hurts. I don't know, just look up like JoJo fans posting worst memes Twitter or something like that. I don't exactly remember what it's called. But I'm gonna go now. Bye y'all. Bye-bye. If the Rohan in JOJOlands is actually an actor, we'll play the movie for the Louvre. I'm alright. Same.